All right, let's write it down. And what do I see? I see x, this is number 100, by the way. I see x plus 2. And then at bottom, what do I see? I see x4 minus 1. That's not so bad. And then they tell me the structure of it. And the structure is going to be a over x minus 1 plus b over x plus 1. And then they got this irreducible quadratic, which is x squared plus 1. Then they got a cx plus d. This is substantially more difficult because there's 4 things I don't know. But let me just go through this. The LCD is x4 minus 1. And why is that? It factors into x squared minus 1, x squared plus 1, and that factors into x plus 1, x minus 1, times the irreducible quadratic x squared plus 1. Multiply both sides by the LCD, you would get x plus 2. Then you get a. Well, one of the factors of x minus 1 cancels off, and what are you left off with? X plus 1, x squared plus 1. Then I get b. Well, the x plus 1 factor cancels off, and I get x minus 1, x squared plus 1. Let's do this cx plus d then. Again, a lot of students make a mistake here by not putting that in parentheses. The x squared plus 1 cancels off, and we're left off with x plus 1, x minus 1. All right, now my goal here is to emphasize that we're looking at this guy over here, and the reason for that is this was going to allow me to come up with the A, B, C, and the D. And I could probably do it pretty quickly if I pick easy numbers. So I'm going to say, I'm going to pick 1 first. And someone says, why you picked 1? Because a lot of things disappear. So what do you get? You get 3 equals, then you get A. I have no idea what A is. But then you're going to get 1 plus 1, which is 2. And 1 plus 1 is 2. All right? What happens to the other terms? They disappear because they both involve a factor of x minus 1. And if you plug in 1, you get 0 on both of those. All right? So I'm going to say it doesn't look that bad. 2 times 2 is 4. So I'm going to say A is 3/4. Now, granted, you might be annoyed by the number, but it's not that bad of a number. It's only 3/4. Let's try another number that I believe to be easy. I'm going to try minus 1. What do you get there? Well, if you plug in minus 1, you get minus 1 plus 2, which is 1. And the A is going to disappear because the factor x plus 1 becomes 0 when x is minus 1. The B does not disappear, though. Let's write this down. What are you going to get? Minus 2. And then you're going to get, 2. Relatively simple. So I think I know what B is. B is minus 1/4. All right, I'm going to pick another number that I believe is easy by getting something to disappear. I'm going to take x to be 0. The only thing that would disappear there is the C, though. But on the left side, I get a simple number 2. And then I get A, which is 3/4. And then I get 1, because x is 0. And I get another 1. Then I get B, which I believe is minus 1/4. And again, if x is 0, I get minus 1. We'll do the arithmetic later, by the way. And 0 plus 1 is 1. Then what do you get? Well, let's see. The C disappears, but you do get a D. And if x is 0, you get 1, and you get a minus 1. Now, granted, it might be difficult to do this, but it doesn't really look that bad. Let's go slowly with it, though. It's 2. First term would be 3/4 on the right side. Then I'm going to get plus, well, that's going to give you plus 1/4. Then I'm going to get, whoops, a little too quick there, didn't I? Then you're going to get minus D. Well, 2, 3/4 and 1/4 is 4/4, which is 1 minus D. And what do you get over here? I'll take 1 from both sides. I think I know what D is. D is minus 1. All right, I'm going to put a box on these guys over here indicating they're kind of important to know this. I know A, I know B, I know D, but I don't know C. I have no idea what C is at this point. My suspicion is going to be easy to come up with, though. Now, what are you going to do over here? You're going to pick another number you find easy to deal with. Now, looking at it, I don't know. I'm going to pick, you can pick any number you want, by the way. It really doesn't much matter. I'm going to pick, I can't pick 1 again. I can't pick minus 1 again. I can't pick 0 again. I'll pick another number. I'm going to pick x to be minus 2. All right, let's go for that. Now, granted, as soon as why pick minus 2, why pick this one, you pick the number you like. All right, I like minus 2. So you get 0 on the left. Nothing's going to disappear, by the way. What's A? A is 3/4. At least I believe it is. And if I pick minus 2, I would get minus 1. And then you get, let's see, 4 plus 1, which is 5. Let's put B down. B, I believe, is minus 1/4. And again, I chose x to be minus 2. So I get minus 3 times 5. All right, let's keep going. And I got to write this down, don't I? So what do you get? Plus, let's see. I said x is minus 2, so I get minus 2c. And then I get plus d, and that's going to be minus 1. And again, I chose minus 2, so I get minus 1, minus 3. Wow, this looks like it's going to be some work. So let's write this down. 0 equals, let's see, that's going to be minus 15 quarters. Then it's going to be plus, let's see, that would give me 15 quarters too, wouldn't it? Wow, isn't that convenient? And then what do you get over here? Let's be real careful now. It's going to be plus 3, because minus 1 times minus 3 is 3, times minus 2c, minus 1. Well, I get 0. Minus 15 quarters plus 15 quarters is 0, so I left off with 3, and then I get minus 2c, minus 1. Let's keep moving. You get 0. This is going to be minus 6c, minus 3. I'm going to add 3 to both sides, minus 6c, and then I'll divide both sides by minus 6. And what do you get? You get minus 1/2. All right, so I think I found them all. But again, I want to emphasize I'd like to plug them in. All right, and what does that mean? I'm going to get my eraser out. I'm going to plug all these numbers in and see what it looks like. I'm going to get rid of the a, get rid of the b. There'll be a cx, and there'll be a d over here. And let's be real careful writing this down now. All right, what was the a? It was 3/4. Gee, what was the b? It was minus 1/4. Gee, what was the b? I'm sorry, a, b, c. What was the c? The c was, let's put that down. Oh, look at that, minus 1/2. Kind of looks weird, doesn't it? And then what's the d was minus 1. So I guess that's an answer. To be honest with you, looking at it, looks a little strange to me. So I'm going to rewrite it a little bit differently. I'm going to write it as 3/4 times 1 over x minus 1. And then I'm going to write minus 1/4 times 1 over x plus 1. And then I'm going to do something, again, a lot of people say it's really strange. Why do you do that? I just like the way it looks. Minus 1/2. I pulled that out. Oh boy, what do you get there? You get x plus 2, don't you? Again, minus 1/2 times x is minus 1/2, and minus 1/2 times 2 is minus 1, and that's over x squared plus 1. All right, I think I'm done, and I want to look at it, and what I'm looking at, I'm looking to see if I've matched up with what they said it is. And let me get my little red pen out, and let's see if we got it. They said a was 3/4. That's nice. They wrote it down for me. They say b was minus 1/4. Gee, that's nice. They wrote it down for me. They told me c was minus 1/2. Gee, that's nice. They wrote it down for me. And they wrote down the d as minus 1. I also want to point out, they wrote this expanded form down for me like I just did over here. And I'm seeing it over here. I'm seeing this written down. I'm seeing this written down. And I'm seeing this written down. It pays to pay attention to the answer keys. It really does. All right? We're done, though. And that's good that we're done with that set of problems. It was long, and it's tough to get through that material. And I know that. I get exhausted toward the end, too. Thank you.